What are you doing?
Oh my god.
I don't even know what's going on.
Player one. Prepare yourself.
Happy holidays. I've got a gift for you. Buy 4 tarot readings or coaching session gift codes in any combination, and you'll receive 2 additional gift codes too. So use all 6 codes for yourself or share them with friends and family as holiday gifts, stocking stuffers, or maybe even birthday presents. These don't expire, so you can feel free to use them and share them throughout the year. Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for being my friends. Hi there, Capricorn. This is your weekly reading for the week of December 21st. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you. I hope you're doing well and enjoying your time off from school, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere. On Monday, the card you've drawn is the 9 of Wands in reverse, and I think this is a good sign. I think you're starting to feel like you can come back out into the world. Maybe you've been detached from social media for a time, and you're feeling like it's actually safe to step back into the ring. We also have Mercury in Capricorn, your solar first house, sextiling Chiron in Pisces, your solar third house of communications. And so you might be feeling more comfortable, if not confident, in expressing your opinions. Just remember, whoever you express them to, be prepared, because not everybody really wants to even hear the truth. And you're the type of person that we can count on to give everyone an accurate representation of what reality is, and in a very steady and almost unemotional way. Doesn't mean that you're not capable of emotion. It just means that you're not the type of person who's going to go off crying in a corner or, getting angry at something. You're actually very good at staying calm. You're the type of people that make very good 911 dispatch operators, people working in emergency trauma centers, because you just don't panic. And the older you get, the more calm you are, which is a very valuable skill, because, there are people that they get older and they're just train wrecks, not you. The sun also enters Capricorn, so happy birthday season to you. And this marks the beginning of the winter solstice in the Northern Hemisphere. On Tuesday, the card you've drawn is the 8 of Wands in reverse, and I think that this is a little bit more out of your control than it is for the adults who may not be able to control what they would prefer to. So it could be that you were supposed to go on a trip, come back from a trip, somebody comes to your house on a trip, and maybe one of your friends is checked out on a trip that they thought they'd get to stay in, and they can't. Like people who are just naturally trippy when they're born, like me. We're always in our trippy state, and then we really don't want to have to leave our trippy mode when things are just not conducive to peaceful happiness. So there could be a difference here in terms of yours and the adults, in that it might be more likely something that they can't control. And you might be prone to saying things like, whatever works for you. And that would probably be a good idea coming off of the Mars in Libra, your solar 10th house of fame, reputation, the reputation that precedes you sometimes succeeds you. This is the kind of idea that there's an opportunity as a semi-sextile to Jupiter and Virgo, your solar ninth house, to see things in the greater picture, the bigger picture, all inclusive, where for you guys it relates to the foreign, the distant lands, the people who represent the foreign. And it could even be that you're thinking about your relatives in another state or another country and wondering what they're doing, or maybe your ancestors would be here, especially if they're in another country and you're thinking about them at holiday time. They have a tendency to show up in the ninth house. On Wednesday, we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse, and this is a card that indicates that might be a better time for you to not say those truths. You know, like if you hear somebody squabbing and you say, you know what, Christmas is not about presents, you guys. Whatever you choose to believe, that's fine. But look, this is commercial materialism. You guys are all freaking out about what to buy for who or what they're going to get you. And they're like, shut up. You know, so you might want to keep your own opinion under wraps, because even though you're probably valid and or right on point, they won't take it very well. So right about getting close to Christmas Eve, I would just check out and enjoy it and suck on a candy cane or something, or stuff a candy cane into somebody's mouth to keep them from talking. The Two of Swords here on Christmas Eve is just kind of indicative of not knowing whether you should say something, whether you should keep your mouth shut, whether you should just get out of the picture, or if you're forced to be in the picture because you're at a relative's house, or, you know, visiting one of your parents, you're like, oh my God, I can't. Then just, I almost think for you guys, it would be better to blindfold yourselves. And if somebody tries to get you to pick sides for some reason, try to pretend you didn't hear what they just said. And if you're in a position where you're stuck and you feel forced to say something, I want you to say things like, please don't make me choose sides. I don't like anybody making me do anything. Well, you got to see it my way. No, I can't see it your way because I'm not you. If I figure out a way to get into your body and look through your eyeballs, then we'll talk. And really, you're like, I don't even want to be in this person's world. And we also have on Christmas Eve, Venus and Scorpio, your solar 11th house of friends and groups and club associations, and you in the drama club, or you in Kiwanis or Rotary, or you in the redemption club of people trying to rack up points to improve grades. This is going to help you because the sextile to Jupiter and Virgo, again, is helping you get past things like even including a teacher who didn't see it your way before, and you create a brilliant masterpiece with a good attempt there and turn it in, and then later they're going to say, whoa, you know what, I wish I could see that kind of work from you all the time. And then you just say thank you so much, and you're like, whatever, I always do this level of work, and you didn't notice. Also here, Uranus is stationary on the 24th on Christmas Eve, and then we get to Christmas Day when we've got the Pentacle here, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. We've got a full moon in Cancer at 3 degrees, which is your solar 7th house of committed relationships, which for you guys know, it doesn't have to be marriage. It could be your best friend, partnership, your girlfriend, boyfriend, your best friend that you'd love to date, but you don't say those words because your parents don't let you date. That's where kind of the theme is when you've been with the person for a long time, in whatever way this friendship or kinship or relationship manifests. And so there's something here illuminated, which could be the aha moment. And it's a sweet thing because Cancer moon is very sensitive already, and in the 7th house it's very sweet. And on this day we have Uranus going direct, so that kind of brings this kind of surprise element to sweetness and excitement. And we've got Mercury in Capricorn, your solar 1st house, semi-squaring Neptune in Pisces, again that solar 3rd house of communication. So there is the element here of, again, needing to kind of just watch what you say, how you say it. And even if someone says something to you that rubs you wrong, maybe don't react and just be like thinking to yourself, wow, I wish I could choke you, but you know, that's illegal. I'll go to prison and you're not worth that. And I just won't say anything. You know, that might be the best way to handle it. Mercury in Capricorn, again, trining Jupiter and Virgo, is reminding you that the best thing to do would be to kind of see the bigger picture, take into consideration that life takes all kinds of people to make it go round. And then just the same, there are people that don't have a damn bit of sense in their heads, and there's nothing we can do about it, and we don't have to be there to correct it, and we don't have to be there to call them on it. And yet at the same time, we're able to say, it's all right, you know, work your wild thing, you fly your freak flag, you be as angry and as irritable as you want to be because I'm enjoying my life, and that's okay. You know, so there's a way to make sense of it and find a way to almost, you guys probably haven't been on, does it even exist in Disneyland? the It's a Small World ride. Does that creepy, frightening thing for children still exist where they're singing, "It's a small world after all," and everybody looks like they're going to jump off their little perches and attack you with knives? Anyway, it makes me want to sing Kumbaya or sing frightening songs to you. But this is the best way to focus, to take that attention and focus it. Sun parallel to Mercury will boost your communication. So just, try to make sure that you're not even implying what you'd really like to say. I would think that with Uranus direct that you might be prone to saying whatever you want to. And look, if you really feel like you need to, okay, but I wouldn't turn it into some kind of emotional thing. And it wouldn't be you guys. It would be the other people that just somehow start emoting about the fact that you notice their roots have grown out and they haven't touched them up. And you're just like, oh, when are you going to do those roots? I know I'm a failure. And you're like, wow, okay, so have some milk and a cookie. On Saturday, we've got the Justice card, which indicates, again, whatever it is that's so sensitive that you seem to be managing it better than most people around this time, where you're like, wow, dysfunction, amazing. Let me take notes. I'm going to write a book about y'all when I get old enough. And then so here you could make sense of things where it starts to correct itself. Venus and Scorpio sextiling the North Node in Virgo. Again, we're talking about that 11th and that 9th house where, try to think about the greater good, that even though you'd like to say, damn, well, people start drinking like you. And I don't know if I'm more pissed off at the people who brought the alcohol or the stupid people giving it to you. You might want to just ignore that. Mars and Libra, semi-squaring Saturn and Sagittarius. Again, Libra being your solar 10th house of fame and reputation, and the way you're out there in the world, how you're kind of operating on a point of view. If I was looking at you, I'd see you in your 10th house right now. And that semi-square to Saturn and Sagittarius is the 12th house. You're probably really on point about a lot of your, perceptions of people. You could be getting intuitive flashes about them being one thing or another, right or wrong, and you're probably absolutely getting the right information coming to you in your dreams. And again, those are things that, you're given those gifts of insight. It doesn't necessarily mean that you want to put them on a printing press. Venus and Scorpio, again, that solar 11th house, semi-sextiling Mars and Libra, will be talking about maybe you and your sweetness and your appeal, because Venus is there helping you communicate even somewhat firmly if you're at a family gathering and your 14-year-old cousin has a beer. I think you'll be okay to walk up to them and say, I love you, I love you, and then you've piped that beer and you're dumping it out right behind you. They're like, what the hell? It took me 2 hours to rip that off. And you're like, and I'm not going to let my friends drink alcohol because that'll make you suck and suck, so we want to help them. You'll be able to help them. That is probably the best way to use that energy, because tonight here on Saturday, the day after Christmas, the moon will go void, of course. And I suggest, again, you break out the candy canes and eat them or stuff them into people's faces who don't need to be talking. On Sunday, we've got the Knight of Cups upright, and he is a lovely individual, and he's got something to offer. For you guys, it's probably going to be new friendship and or someone telling you that they can't live without you that you just met 5 minutes ago. And that's okay, because we're just here to meet people and make friends, and whatever it becomes, of course, as we judge situations and use our instincts and test our intuition and sense the force and use it. This is where we're really working with the energy more or less of something lovely coming to you, which could be somebody that you do meet at family gathering. Maybe it's a relative you didn't know you had. You're like, wow, we're like best friends, and we could hang out and we could, get fuzzy poster art and draw together and kind of bond. And this will be a lovely energy, because that would be the best way to use it. We'll also have Mercury and Capricorn trining the North Node in Virgo, again, your solar first house and that 9th house. You're just kind of like, I want to hear you sing, feed the world, make it a better place. And I'm like, yes, and I want to help you. You can really motivate people to do cool things like coats for kids and go out there and donate your time. Make sure you're safe in all you do. Don't show up at the pedophile's house. There are tools on the internet that you could Google addresses or even put in where you live or the area you're going to see if there are any registered sex offenders. It's not fair to have to treat them one way or another, but we'd be stupid to not know where they are, because it's very difficult to rehabilitate one, and your job is to not test the waters just because they say, come help me with my strawberry patch, and you're like, oh, the poor thing, and then he touches you, and we have to come get him, throw him in a sack, and send him over to the cops. So with that said, I wish you a wonderful holiday season. I hope you make good choices, as you always do. If anybody, the person who's making good choices most of the time, if not 99.89999% of the time, is going to be Capricorn.